I'm maybe 5 years old, 6 years old, going into first grade. And my father decides to, with the help of my mom, leave a 22-year career at Sears Roebuck in Chicago back in the late 1970s. And Dad was 44 years old, and Sears had taken a toll on him, and knowing that he's got two little boys that are going to grow up and go on, he didn't want life to pass him by. I could develop my own company, and we followed the sun for 2 years. We followed the sun more in Florida with the pretty sunsets and the beaches and taking the boys to the beach. But you know, some of my first memories are in that Winnebago, traveling and spending the 2 years that Dad took. A lot of people can't believe that, to leave a job that you could have retired from back in those days, late 70s, early 80s. And they thought he was crazy. Ultimately, it ended up to be a great decision, because that's how Olson Associates was formed in 1980 after that career. It's very humbling. A lot of those people that he first started with, we still have as clients today. I can think of one family in particular.
My name is Mickey DeRocco.
And I'm her husband, Gene DeRocco.
We live right here in Decatur, Tennessee.
Well, neither one of us knew a whole lot about finances and stock markets and all the other stuff. I was able to do pretty well in the late 80s and early 90s because interest rates were very high. And I thought I was very smart buying CDs that were paying 10% returns. And that lasted a few years, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out of that. And I just didn't know where to turn.
Dad started on WSB radio. He went down to the station, convinced the program director that he could build audience for that radio station.
I was listening to the radio in Atlanta, WSB, and Larry Olson, Eric's father, had a radio show, a financial radio show. I kind of liked his demeanor and everything. He was a teacher.
After I got out of college, that was 1998, came to work with Dad and Olson Associates. So now, second generation certified financial planner.
Larry mentored Eric along with us, to where Eric, picked up the same mannerisms and ways to explain things to people that made you feel very comfortable. And if you had any questions.
Meeting and reviewing with Gene and Mickey and planning, their dreams of building that home in the mountains of Tennessee.
If we needed, we thought of something, we could always call him. Eric was always a phone call away, and he would always, take our call, and explain things to us. And over the years, things just kind of kept growing. We stayed with the financial plan that Larry and Eric set up for us. I retired first. I'm a little older than Mickey. I retired when I was 67, and Mickey retired at 65. We got a boat after we came up here. We built our dock a little earlier, and we would come up, and Mickey and I would just stop someplace and get dinner to go, and we would just sit out on the dock and watch the sunset. The house was being completed. I had started moving stuff up from Atlanta up to here, and trying to get stuff to where when Mickey came up on a weekend, we could get things organized. And it went pretty smooth, We had a place to sleep. We didn't have to eat on the dock anymore.
No.
We want to talk with people through our financial maximizer process. We have a processed way of approaching our work, and we want to be maximizing their net worth. We want to be miserly on things like investment returns and the risk involved. We want to be miserly on taxes. We want to be miserly on interest rate sensitivity. We want to be miserly on inflation, volatility in markets that we no doubt see. Some would say more so now than ever, along with the legacy that clients want to leave, and the laws around how we pass net worth and estate on to the next generation. we have a concept called the curves of retirement.
Eric has us set up with a plan where we're able to take a certain percentage out of our investments every month, and that's what we use for living, and that's what we use for, we have no debt whatsoever right now because of the Olsons. We're living basically debt-free.
So now here we are, fast forward. I've now been in the business almost 25 years, and it's even more humbling that when your daughter goes to school in second grade and writes down on her paper, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she says, I want to be a CFP like my dad, so that's very cool.
The Olsons, the guidance that they guided us through, over all the years that got us here.
Yeah, I would say it's never too late to start a retirement plan. With Eric at Olson Associates, he's very trustworthy. He'll, much like his father, he'll explain the process to you. He'll show you the road to go down, and if you follow his advice, it will take you to your retirement goals. And the sooner you start, the better.
So when you come into our office, you're not just a client, you're our only client.
When we were finally able to walk into our finished home, it was a dream come true. And we're so grateful. We really are. That we're happy here. We're happy, yeah.
And the fishing's good.
Yeah, sometimes.